Hey guys, Brian here again. This is the van. It's a Nissan Nv2500 High Roof. It's actually a pretty cool setup on the inside. You can fully stand up in there. I'm 5'8", and I think the customer is about 6'1" or 2", and he can fully stand up in there as well. He hasn't really done too much to it yet, except put some all-terrain tires on. Actually, some Nittos, Terra Grapplers. They're pretty good. But I'll start with one of the first things we did with the van. Is installed this outside kind of marine style, RV style plug, because on the inside we put a couple outlets, and I'll tell you what it's good for when we get inside there. But first, let me plug it in. It goes right on in there. This is the van. Right now she's parked on the side of the shop. Let me take you to the inside. So to begin with, on the inside here, I can show you how much room you actually have. I mean, as I said, I'm 5'8". I've got probably at least another almost 5 to 6 inches, it looks like. So we're gonna keep going on with this build eventually in the next couple of months, but he wanted to start out pretty simple with just some over the wheel well boxes. To begin with, over here, we have a small compartment for some toe straps or, you know, shoes, little kind of things like that. I made it raised like this so that he still has access to his little D-rings right here, because he's got a motorcycle, so the motorcycle chalk right there, made that one accessible as well. On the wall here he has this, I forget what you call it, but this is channel, almost like from like a moving truck, because he has a video cart that he wants to set right here, so we had to keep this distance of 30 inches right here, so he can slide his video cart in right here and strap it down around here. So here's the over the wheel well storage boxes. I made him flip out this way because he wants to eventually do a bed. And for instance, say the bed were to come out to here with the mattress on it, you can access it like this, where if it opened this direction, you have to pull the mattress back and then open this, and then stuff could fall in or whatever. This way, you pull the mattress back a little bit, open this, and boom. This goes all the way down to the bottom over there. You got his jack and his spare tire and everything. And right here is at least, maybe about 10 to 12 inches deep. About 3 feet wide. You can put all kinds of clothing or, food, anything in there. He wants to make this van able to be camped out of and put his motorcycle in, and as well, good for work, for his video cart, like I was saying. Over here, as well, another box. All kinds of storage down there. And then over here, I made it still accessible for a stock little inverter they put inside of the vans. So I made it so you can, put the wires in here, little wire hole, it'll come out. You can see on here as well. So that snaps right back in there pretty easily. And I'll come to the front section, which is where everything was going on this build. Something definitely different than what I've done in the past, but it's a pretty cool idea and concept that, I think, a lot of people could have a lot of interest in. So to begin with, he has a winch down here to pull up his motorcycles and his video cart. So I kind of had to build around that. That is actually mounted to the frame of the vehicle all the way down with massive bolts. So I built everything around that. So let's start with the fridge right here. This is a Dometic fridge that he brought over my shop, and I built the box around it. These things are so epic. Right now it's plugged in, as you can see, the light's on. I think it'll keep anything cold for 4 or 5 days off the battery setup that he has right now without even recharging the battery. He wanted to make it really easy to be able to take the fridge out for other uses. So what I did right here is put a couple latches on it so you can open it like a door, and boom, you can just pick it up. He wanted it to be able to have a little bit of space in here for the ventilation. As you can see, the fridge has vents all the way around. This also helps with keeping the box square instead of just having an open front, and obviously will not let the fridge fall out in any case of some bumpy roads or whatever. So that snaps right back in. Now I'll bring you over to the battery setup we have right here. The battery is in here, but on the top I made a little bit of storage just in case you wanted to put a couple little things in there. So as you can see, I made this box that goes inside of this compartment with a little removable shelf in the bottom there, or a little divider I should say. And it sits on those rails right here, but here's his inverter and battery. So out of the way, out of mind. You shouldn't ever have to really get to it unless you're just replacing the battery. but also like a nice little spot to sit as well if you wanted to. And right here, I kept this open for a little walk-through area to the front of the van if need be. Move this out of the way. So what I did as well is wired up almost everything for this van also. To begin with, I wired these plugs in, as you can see. One plug up here, one plug down here to power the fridge. And that's what the fridge is plugged into right now, since I plugged the plug to the outside of the van. Right here is also a DC plug, so if I were to unplug the fridge right now, this runs all the way back over to the battery that's inside of there. Then you have another little extra spot for whatever. And here is a little kind of panel. So in here is where all the wiring happens. You got your negative bar right there. This is where the conduit comes in from the outside to the two separate plugs. Right here is all your positive fuses. Real clean, real simple. That pops right back in there. Right in here, I left it open. He wants to maybe put his little generator in here, or a box of all kinds of things. Maybe eventually we'll make like a little drawer system. I don't know. This is what the back side looks like of the little electronics panel we got here. So right here we have another cigarette lighter and USB, which is all running off the battery right now, and a battery meter. It shows both the percentage and the voltage. Right here is the battery on and off. So right now, off, boom, back on. Battery quick disconnect. This is actually a pretty cool option. It's a on and off for the inverter. So once he actually plugs something into the inverter, or maybe plugs a power strip in and we'll run the power strip over here somewhere, you can turn the inverter on and off from right here, not having to go all the way back down into this big old box down to the battery. It's actually a pretty cool option for an inverter. This right here is a battery charger, which I mounted right under here. As I tried to keep everything out of the way of the walk space, you can see how it's back up under here, so nothing will get kicked or anything when you're walking by. I didn't want to mount it there for that reason. Also, this little thing slides forward and stuff, so I wanted to keep enough room for everything happening here. Also, keep enough room for the seats. If you can see, I angled everything just a little bit. Right here as well, a little bit of an angle, so the seats have some room to recline. But this is the battery charger, which is a pretty cool option I would put in any vehicle, for the aspect that if right now how it's plugged in, the battery charger you see has power. Boom, click it, jump charge, takes a couple seconds. Boom, there you go, turns on. Now it's doing a quick 5-minute jump charge of the battery. So say you were parked at a friend's house or an overnight at a campground that had some power, plug it into the side of your van, boom, you can all different kinds of settings for the jump charge. Right now you can see the voltage going up on the battery. It's a bad angle, but it's going up from 13.8 down up to 14. By the time it's done, it'll probably be hovering around 14. And that's that. Pretty cool little build. Oh yeah, one more thing actually. I mounted a nice big block of wood up here, a piece of alder, with these big old 4 bolts. Because he wants to mount some sort of bracket right here to hang a TV from, or a monitor or something. He's a video guy, he wants to have all kinds of electronics in here. The reason he wanted the plugs was so, say he pulls up to like a, a job site, a commercial that he's working on, some of that, he can plug right into the outside of his van, plug his whole video cart in here and work from the inside of here. He put in some of this Reflectix as well that I've used before, and some of this kind of sound deadener mat. So he's kind of, as I said, like in the middle of the build. I just kind of helped him out with some of the woodworking aspect of it, and maybe we'll get him back into the shop to do a little more of a bed idea. He wants to do something back here. So yeah, that's this Nv2500. A couple cool ideas, something different, really different than the last van build I did. So there you go. Thanks for watching.